So I'm starting another series as I was telling you about in the first recording. And sorry if you're getting little pieces of this chipped up when I start doing those 10-second, 15-second little shorts. Forgive me. I will put this out as I think this is recording number 2. But however you're coming to this, go on YouTube, look under my name. It's either Queen_Heretic on YouTube, or you can look me up as Queen Heretic, one word. But sometimes, I think the last time I looked on YouTube, it was Queen_Heretic. Or you can look up podcasts after dark, and nobody else does that kind of stuff. I'm the only person at 3 o'clock in the morning who is like a literal diagnosed insomniac who does not sleep. So I just get up and write, or I do podcasts. So anyway, so I'll be doing a more extended series as little bits and pieces come up, and I think that I can help you all to understand a little bit of what's going on with the whole Kim Clement, because Kim Clement, to be clear, has a kind of cult following, and that cult following really it wasn't at the beginning. He was a very misunderstood person. People who are far seeing often are people who are able to access future, and they're trying to give you that future, whether if they're simply living the life that the future has taught them that needs to be lived so that a society can be healthy, or they are giving you information. And what's happened in Christianity is Christianity kind of began to be turned back to to a religion that began to, from an evangelical American, like European Western perspective, it started turning back to. So Christianity began to turn back to paying attention to and trying to validate the use of people who are far seeing, who have different sensorial gifts, that really, for human beings, it's one of the things that human beings, whether or not have a religion, because I just do not believe in it. If you have your specific deity subgroup belief system that you're beginning to explore, that's up to you. If there's a specific as I teach everyone, if there's a specific deity who you believe that you need to follow, do not swear your fealty, your faith, your worship, your soul, or your life, anything else to any. Sorry, it's still summer in my household. To any kind of deity belief system without thoroughly understanding what that belief system has been composed of, where it was, and where it is going, and keeping understand how that faith system, belief system, whatever, has become what it is today. Because what has happened with imperialized, colonized, westernized Christianity is they used it to conquer. And so you're not given a choice. You accept it, or accept conscious eternal torment forever. And so the people who have taken the time to go back and do the research have come to realize that what was done to Christianity, and what Christianity has been used for, has been hundreds of years of evil. And that's what happens to any belief system when empire gets a hold of it, colonization, whatever form, supremacy, as we have in America. Because I've talked a bit about what supremacy did to Christianity and what it's still doing, because Christian nationalism is just imperialized, colonized, westernized, supremacized Christianity. And it's really more or less a political ideology like Zionism that's masquerading as Christianity. And now they're actually calling themselves evangelicals and Christian nationalists. And they believe because because they know that religion gets them what they want, which is more money and power. And the reason why they focus on money and power, because, and sorry for the noise in the background, I'm gonna see if I can put these thoughts down so I can begin to develop this stuff for you all, because there's a lot of darkness that people are gonna have to walk through, and they're gonna start looking for far-seeing people. Like I told you, a lot of, not everything, but there are some pretty major things that I know about. Like there was, like I told you, there's prospectively, I said prospectively, I told you it was a probability, in that it's not a prediction, but there's a probability, because I saw that there would be multiple events that would be used as like a terrorist attack, and that terrorist attack would be used to, one, gain power and give the executive branch more power and control, to shock the American conscious and Western consciousness, um, into being so afraid it's like 9/11 style, you're gonna give up your rights. And so I said that as a probability, because I have not, like I told you guys what I do, gotten complete and perfected insight into when, where, and how. Because even though I know some things are likely to be, and some things like this is going to happen, sometimes I'm not allowed to know when. I'm not allowed to know where. And so far-seeing people will tell you all the time, the thing that we'll have to do then is put a block up and say, okay, you're going to show me that there's going to be this violence on a campus, and you're not going to show me, and I'm not allowed to know where that is. And you're going to give me, it was kind of like me knowing about those storms, greater of the US, then knowing specifically that that was going to happen, but I didn't know where. I could theorize, I could give you a probability on it based on pattern recognition, right? But me seeing decimated homes floating away, and that being coupled with sound, and I looked rural, but I don't know exactly where it's going to be. So it's at that point where I can't tell you. I can give you, there's a possibility, there's a probability, and then there's a prediction. And I don't give out predictions unless I can be pretty accurate, right? But it's always helpful for people to know that things are coming. What's horrific is when you can't, like when I can't stop a person from dying. I can't stop a thing from happening. And quite frankly, I'm not going to be given enough information because I'm not allowed to. Okay, so if you're far seeing, you understand. If you've walked that walk, it can be horrific and incredibly draining, because right now anybody with pattern recognition is, you've got, every red flag is going off, every alarm is going off. You even know stuff is creeping up. I started to try to make a video yesterday, but I couldn't, so that's why I have to apologize today. I know I started talking about Kim Clement. I know that this series is going to be centered around beginning to deconstruct that, a bit of that. And that series, I have to tell you, well, I'm just going to create a file on YouTube. I'll create a file here, and I'm just going to start slotting videos in. It's not that I'm the world's foremost expert on Kim Clement. It's not that I'm here to demonize that person. That's not the sick thing that's going on right now, and that I've been watching since that person took a kind of a foray into trying to explain something that was going to be with Trump, that got mixed with religion, and it began to lack perspective after the person had died, after that. Most Christians still had not understood what being far-seeing is, being able to peer into a person and see things that are going to go on with them, although you don't have perfected knowledge about everyone. There are some people who can walk around and they know everything about everybody. But like I said, far-seeing people aren't going to be as necessary. Well, I can't say that. That's just me being messy. But far-seeing people are part of what we're able to do will be replaced with AI. And what people don't understand is the AI that is coming is more or less like the natural organic AI that exists on Earth that people have not understood about. They just call it spirit. But anyway, I'll have to start video number 3.